Cincinnati whipped them up. All right. All right. I want to focus on the things that we all have in common rather than some of the differences. Who's with me? I was born very, very small. Anybody else born littler than they are today? The thing is, I pretty much stayed that way the whole time I was growing up. I was little, small, wiry. I was a weenie. The whole time I was growing up, I was called every name in the book for weenie. I've heard them all. Dork, jerk, sissy, wimp, doofus. And I remember the day I had all I could take, and I just snapped, and I went, "Stop it! Mom!" You remember that one little kid in school that nobody else liked? Remember that little kid that everybody called names, everybody pushed around? That kid used to beat me up. It actually says in the Bible that the meek will inherit the earth. And the first time I heard the minister say that in church, I was sitting on the front row and I went, yes! Because I thought he said the geek. My grandmother used to try to make me feel better about being little. She would say things to bolster my self-esteem. You know how grandmas do. Lean forward and say, "John, don't take it so hard that you're little. Because after all, you've got a really sharp mind." That is so important to high school boys, having a sharp mind. High school guys want three things: cool car, bigger biceps, pretty girlfriend, none of which come from raw brain power. Being a high school male with a sharp mind is like being a telephone operator with fresh breath. She'd also say stuff like, "If you eat everything on your plate, you'll grow up and be strong, just like your daddy." So at every meal, I'd sit down, clean off my plate. I grew up to be strong, just like my dad. He's a science teacher. But the most humiliating experiences I ever had in life, prior to telling that last joke, we're on the field of sports competitions. I'm not really a tremendously gifted athlete. Thanks. But I do occasionally golf from time to time. I'm not real good at golf. You're supposed to go into the pro shop ahead of a game of golf and buy your equipment, balls and tees and stuff like that. Well, the guy in the pro shop knows me, so when he sees me coming, he just goes and sits in the back of the cart so he can sell me stuff as I go from hole to hole. Because every tee, and I'm like, sploosh, great. Can I get another 5-iron? Thanks. Part about golf that I do like is the handicap. That is a great idea because a handicap allows bad golfers and good golfers to play together at the same time and compete fairly. I think there should be a handicap in all of life. There should be a social handicap on men that are too tall, too good looking, or make too much money so I can compete with them. I don't think guys like that should be able to drive any kind of car they want. That's not fair. They should have to walk into the dealership and have the dealer go, "How tall are you?" 6'2", blue eyes, sandy brown hair, cleft in chin. "I'm sorry, sir, with handicap, best I can put you in is a 78 Vega." Guys like that can go to the beach, work out if they want to, but they have to dress like your dad when he mows the yard. Okay, I'm the only one from the Midwest. All right. So, I'll tell you a little bit about what I did before I became a stand-up comedian, because I can tell looking out at you that many of you are looking up here and you're saying, "Gosh, John, what did you do before you became a stand-up comedian?" Because we feel like we've bonded with you this evening and want to know as much as we can personally about you before we leave here, maybe never see you again and live a life full of regret and remorse. It's a gift. What I did was I wrote lyrics for a heavy metal rock and roll band. Some things are as plain as the nose on your face. And it was an incredible experience because I learned that in all of heavy metal, all the music, there are just 4 words, 4. And all the bands in all the world just use these same 4 words but move them around from song to song. So you think there's more. The words are baby, woman, rock and roll, and a hyphenated word, yaba saba la, which doesn't mean anything. But it sounds great when you scream it into a microphone. Listen. I don't even usually do the whammy bar, but this is Vegas, baby. Baby, rock and roll, woman, yeah, it's Heavy metal music. Heavy metal music gotten a really bad rap. People say stuff like it's too loud, it's too fast, I can't understand it, doesn't make any sense, blah, blah. That's been the story of rock and roll music ever since it began. You trace back the history of rock and roll as far as you want. Even when you could understand the words, it still didn't make any sense. You ever heard the song Mr. Tambourine Man? Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. Can you play a song with a tambourine people are going to recognize? Sing along. Now we're just waiting for Mr. Triangle Man to get here. I'm John Branyan. God bless you guys. Thanks.